Good evening all, and welcome to another video on All Healthy Ale. It's Friday night, which means it's alcohol-free night, and the beer we're going for today is this one. It is the Unlimited IPA, and it is an alcohol-free IPA, but it is 0.5% ABV, and it says on the side of the bottle that this full-flavoured IPA has aromas of citrus and tropical fruits, deep and complex malt flavours, and a perfectly balanced bitter backbone. Which basically means it's bloody delicious. If you love beer but hate hangovers, then this, my friend, is the IPA for you. It says it's low calorie, low carb, gluten-free, vegan and delicious. Let's find out, shall we? So, 13 calories. That was the other thing I wanted to mention. Let's get it out into a glass and see what we think. So we're pouring into my AF Beer Club glass today. And the pour is the right kind of colour. It's a nice ambery, coppery colour. Coax a little head out of that. Pop that down there. That's your IPA in a glass. That is an encouraging colour. Nice deep copper-ish ambery tones with an off-white head. Clear as a bell. Looks lovely. Looks really, really nice. Let's have a whiff. Do we get the tropical and the citrus? You do. You get a creamy tropical. It's kind of like a Sharon fruit, that kind of thing. A little bit of sweet kind of pineapple coming through. Not a lot, a little bit. And a light, refreshing citrus. Not huge, but light. It smells really quite nice. Let's have a taste. Cheers. Not bad. So the body's light to medium. The flavours that hit you are, like they say, tropical, but they're not they're not big in your face tropical like fruit juice. They are essence of tropical over quite a malty beer, and that for me I like, because there's a lot of modern craft IPAs tend to be heavy on the hop and they kind of neglect the malt. This one is not neglecting the malt. This one is really quite well balanced. You've got, it's quite a sweet malt, but then the robustness comes in. The bitterness they talk about is there. It's kind of slightly pithy, almost like a citrus rind, that kind of thing coming through. There is a creaminess coming through somewhere as well, and that's kind of like I said, a Sharon fruit type flavour. The whole thing is really quite enjoyable. The finish is where most of the bitterness comes in, plenty of the hops as well, and a nice lingering moorish kind of malty flavour. I like this a lot. So, Unlimited alcohol-free IPA. What do I think of you? Well, I think quite good. But let's tell you what the world of Untapped thinks of it as well. And it says there have been only 20 check-ins, but a pretty decent average of 3.1 on the nose, which for an alcohol-free beer is really rather good. A lot of them tend to attract a much lower score on average. And I know we've only got a low number of check-ins so far, but it bodes well. So my scoreboard of joy is currently empty. And let's give it some points, because we all know points mean prizes. And let's just top it off and we'll rejudge the looks. So in my eyes, that is a good looking beer. As IPAs go, craft or otherwise, it's a lovely colour. I like the depth of colour. I like the nice sort of off-white head to it. It looks like a good IPA should, in my humble opinion. I like it a lot. It's going to get a full point off the bat. The aroma, it promised tropical and it promised citrus. You get tropical, like I say, that creamy kind of Sharon fruit type thing. And you get that kind of undertone of fresh citrus. It's light, it's zesty, it's pleasant, and you get the nice malts coming through on the nose as well. Mustn't forget those malts because they are important. And I like it. It's really good. I'm going to give it 0.75. I was hesitating there because I want just a little more of the hops themselves just to shine. It's really still very good though. The body is pretty decent. It's light to medium, good carbonation. The mouthfeel is lovely. I can't really fault it massively at all. I would perhaps like a little bit more weight to it, but I know that you struggle with that when it's alcohol free, unless you start doing some wizardry. It's still very good though. It gets the same 0.75 out of 5 from me. A little bit heavier, it'd have been spot on. The taste is where this beer impresses for me. Like I said, a lot of IPAs, craft or otherwise, tend to concentrate massively on the hop and forget about the malt. This one is balanced. You've got good hop presence. It's not overly hopped, but there's enough of it there. But you've got a really quite pleasant malt as well. There is a sweetness to the malt, and then it settles back, and you get a nice robust, slightly roasted flavour, and then the hops shine. You get the citrus, you get the creaminess. It's a very, very well balanced beer. I like it a lot. I'm going to give it the 4 point because it's impressive. And the finish. On an IPA, I look for longevity, bitterness, and resin. I get bitterness, I get hops, and I get longevity. I'm not getting much pine resin, and I know that is not necessarily going to be present in everyone, but that's something I look for. It's still a pretty decent finish. If it had more resin, a bit more hop though, it would be really, really, really good. As it stands, it's going to get that point, which means that the Unlimited IPA has got 4.25 out of 5 on my Untapped scoreboard of joy, which, let's be honest, is a decent score. Very decent score. It's a tasty beer, and I'm glad I've got more than one. I will be getting more, of course, because I like to do the occasional thing, like pit one beer against the other and do a tasting comparison for just for fun. Anyway, and that's what I'm going to do with this one. I'm going to pop it against another and just see how they fare. You know, it's a habit of mine. Indulge me. And on that note, I'm going to say that has been the beer. It's been a good one. I've been Nick. Those down there are the buttons. You know exactly what to do with them by now. You've got like, comment, dislike, and subscribe. Choose any combination of them as you wish, and I will see you again soon for another video. Bye.